pleasure to have you on, buddy. And thanks for giving up your time today. It's a hot one. It's been a hot last few days in Sydney. I know you're a big advocate for getting up in the morning and following your routine. Cold shower, all that kind of thing. I saw your TikTok you recently posted. Just for the listeners, what's a typical day in the life of Russell Manser? How do you start things off, mate?
Yeah, mate, I get up at 5. I make my way straight. I don't look at anything. I just make my way straight to my desk, and I've got a gratitude list. And I write 5 things that I'm grateful for. I try to, and I've got lucky numbers. So I'm a little bit superstitious, so I'll go 8 and 11 or 24. So I never ever write 5. I either write 8, 11, or 24 things that I'm grateful for. I have a couple of supplements like NMN powder, and then I make my way to the cold shower. I get in that for 2 minutes, and it really just, I cannot recommend cold showers. I recommend it to everyone because it's just a really good way, because it's the first conquering of your mind. Your mind don't want to do it, so you put your mind in place. We're doing positive things, gratitude, conquering the mind, and then, make my bed. And then I make my way to my local cafe where I live. There's a bit of construction going on at the moment, so I go down and I sit there and have a coffee and with all the construction workers. So I'm in the midst of all these blokes on construction, and they don't like what they're doing, but it makes me grateful that I have the job I have today, and I love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm just grateful that I'm, I commend people who are in them jobs, and we need it, and it just makes me grateful for what I have. My life's all about gratitude. I have gratitude in every single cell of my body, and I think it's a gratitude the conduit to your peace and happiness. And and then I make my way to the gym, and previously I had my bowl of porridge. I love porridge. It's been a big part of my daily routine for forever and a day, and I picked that up from prison. But have my porridge, make my way to the gym, and put in a good session. I go to a gym that's like, this gym I go to is just like home for me. I know everyone. It's positive, it's uplifting, and it's good. And then I come home, do a bit of social media content, which is a part of the fabric of my life today, and getting that message out that people don't need to suffer in silence. All my stuff's about positivity and uplifting, and I don't, my mum used to say, if you've got nothing nice to say, say nothing at all. If I don't comment on something, I actually don't like it. But I don't engage in negative behavior, and I'm never going to be a hater. And get into, and after the gym, I'm right. I'm set for the day. I'm positive. I'm uplifting. I'm good to go. I've had my antidepressant is the gym session, and then off I go. My phone is my office. I have an office where I employ like 22 people, but that's up at Coffs Harbour. I haven't even been there this year.
Yeah.
That's how much I'm on the road, and I'm out engaging with people, whether it be through social media. I've spent 2 hours this morning answering people's messages. If someone's kind enough to take their time to send me a message, I'm going to be respectful enough to answer it, and it's getting harder and harder. It's getting more and more time consuming as my numbers grow, but I'm going to do to my best of ability to sort of do that, because, if you can make someone's day just by, sending them a 30-second or a minute voice recording, it's such a rewarding thing to be able to do. It makes me feel good about me. If I can compliment someone or anything like that, it makes me feel good about who I am. It's a gift I give to myself, So basically, by 7:30, I'm into it. I'm working, and I often work until, like last night, I finished very, very late. I finished about 11:30. But you know what? It's not like work to me, because it's a passion and it's a purpose. And when it's a passion and a purpose, when you get your purpose and you apply your passion to it, it's not work, man. It's fucking, it's just joy. And there's not many times that I have a big 16 or 18-hour day when I think, fuck, that was that I didn't enjoy that. I enjoy every day, and that's the objective too, is to find joy in what you do, and find, and that purpose. That's been a game changer for me.
You think the time you spent in prison and coming out now and having this really positive outlook on things has kind of changed the way each day, those long hours or the late nights, you feel a bit like you're making up for lost time, but you really enjoy that. You're so passionate, you find it hard to almost shut off and go to sleep sometimes because you're so passionate and driven about helping people and doing good things and really, giving back.
110%. Well said. Well said. I couldn't say. Yeah, 110%. I do have trouble sleeping because my mind don't shut down too easy, and it's because it's racing. It's going, we should be doing this and we should be doing my ideas. And, and often my creativity kicks off when I'm about to lay down and it just goes fuck. And then and when I'm on creativity, I just run with it. I just go, and then I've got my notes on my phone. I'm writing down notes and, yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you one part of my routine I left out. I go to my front door and I hang on to the front door, like for about 10 seconds, and I have this overwhelming awareness of how great, how fortunate I am, and that great. I'll hang on that door and I go, you know what? I'm so grateful that I'm opening in this door and not someone with a bad attitude and even worse breath in the form of a prison officer
Yeah.
on the other side, just going to spray me with fucking negative shit and kick in, a 300 ml carton of milk and say, get that in here and stamp all over your breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful for that, and I do, if I ever get out of kilter, I've got this little practice that I do, and I stop for 2 minutes. I just go and get out of the way of people, and I just do this. I can move my leg. I'm so grateful I can move my leg. I can move my arm. So grateful I can breathe freely, and I'm so grateful for that. And I do that, and I just go over, little body parts I can see, I can feel, I can hear, I can smell. I do this little practice for 1 or 2 minutes, and bang, changes. I'm back on. I'm back on. And it's not often I have to do these days because I say this: I am in the best mental health of my life right now, and I've got something that's really good, and I share it freely with others. That's what all my posts are about. It's about uplifting and sharing it with others, and the feedback I get from it right now is like my social media stuff's on fire, and I'm saying, and meeting people on the street, I love it. You can take a photo with someone or, and the feedback I get from people, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's ego. I think it's more humility. Then people humble me when they tell me this stuff,
Yeah, no, I think you can see how real you are through all your Instagram content. There's a lot of fake stuff out there, and I think the authenticity comes through in a lot of your videos and your messages, and it's really positive too. It's not that tall poppy syndrome. It's very much supporting people and messages that really promote positivity and very uplifting for a lot of people. And I think one of the things that I heard, and you were just talking about it there, in the middle of the night, your creativity starts going and you can't really lay still, or you struggle to sleep well. You were talking to Mark Burris on his podcast, Straight Talk, about how you kick that. And I think Mark was saying something about how he used to get up and go down to the park, around.
Do you reckon he was going to glory holes? Like I think because Mark's a really good guy. I don't think he's that way inclined. But some of them places he was going to, I was going, when he was telling me about it, I was thinking that sounds like a glory hole. I didn't say that. I love Mark, and he's become a really good mentor to me. And he doesn't say much, but the little he says, I absorb it all, and I really take it on board, and it lifts me. But yeah, for sure. It was funny because I used to go and stay in this certain hotel in Sydney, and for some reason, this certain hotel had these sunbeds, and you can lay out in the sun. And I used to just work there, and I now live not far from that same place, and it just struck something in me. I love getting on a creative flow. One of my favorite singers is a guy called Bobby Arlou from Byron Bay. And he's got this song called Flow, and he stands on stage and he explains what flow means. It's been in that moment of creativity where everything's just firing and you're going, yes, 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 yes. The light that's happening, it's coming in and going, I like that, and it's banging away, and it's like, and and this place created that in me. And it used to happen every day, and it used to happen at 12 o'clock, from 12 o'clock to 2. I just knew if I sat there, it would come to me. It's like Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. And I just got so much out of it. So I've moved to this area, and it's just this area. I don't know if it's Aboriginals, whatever it is. This area is doing it for me, and I'm not moving in a hurry. I've got a beautiful farm up in Byron, near 20 minutes north of Byron Bay. And, you know, and I go home to that of a weekend sometimes, and I get it there, you know. I get it on a lawnmower. I
Yeah.
put my headphones on, and I've got this lawnmower, and I just go and mow on 5 acres, and it's just up and down, listening to positive stuff, but jumping on the phone and getting that out, you know. Because it's, it's good to have ideas, but often it's hard to articulate them, to get them out. You see it. It's like, I'll tell you what, I've got these mad paintings in my head, but I'm not an artist,
Yeah.
so I can't put them on paper. But fucking, if I could, I think, mate, I might have a fucking couple of Rembrandts on my hands. You know what I mean? But it's like, I have these ideas, and that's the bit, is just to articulate them in words. And most of mine stuff is about other people, about how I lift them or say words. And I think I've done a post recently, and I was really proud of it. It was the junkie mindset, and it's like, I just ad-libbed that, and it makes so much sense to people.
Yeah.
You know, that problematic instant gratification, that I want it here, I want it now, and I don't care of the consequences. And that's the junkie mindset, because that's how junkies use drugs. They want it here now. They don't care if they're going to do 100 years jail, as long as they have what they need right now. And I love them sort of things when I look back on them with retrospect and go, you know what, that makes so much sense, you know.